Hey friends, Faith Casher here, and I am going to be attempting my very first Wherigo. Never done one before, and so I'm not really sure exactly how it all works. I apologize for the kids in the background. But I am on the way to the first initial point of the Wherigo. So I thought I'd bring you guys along and see how it goes, and I will check back in when I get there. Okay, so we have arrived at the first location. Oh, I was wondering what we were to do, and so this is what it says. So I looked at the task, and the next thing we need to do, it says to take Dopey, the dinosaur, to see the Air Force jet. And there's a park in town called Carl Miller Park, and a lot of people around town call it Airplane on a Stick Park because there is a big jet on display in the middle of the park. So I'm assuming that's where we need to go, and I'm assuming that's how this Wherigo thing works. Like, you think you know where you're going, and you're not sure until you get there and it says you're right. So we're going to go and find out. It's just really cool. It's a real full-size jet on display. And that's because it's a military town. There's a U.S. Air Force base, which is where we live, very near here, and a lot of the people around town are military. You think the dinosaur is playing hide and seek?
Yeah.
A silly dinosaur. We're here at the park. You can kind of see the jet right there. And it's a really nice park. We love to come here. It's got a lot of big open spaces to run around, and there's a playground over there. And now it says to take Dopey the dinosaur, guys, to the railroad park to see the train. He wants to see the train. Railroad park, and it's just right along the railroad, you can see. And this part actually isn't actually the railroad, but they have a caboose here, and then the park is over there. I don't know if you can see it all that well, but it's just like a little grassy strip along the road with some benches and stuff. There's I guess it used to be a little water fountain there, and like, it's a historical landmark. Now Dopey the dinosaur wants to go to the city museum, so we're heading over that way. Alright, so we are here at the city museum, and we have been here once before. It's a really cool little place. It's not very big at all, but it's pretty cool. It has a lot of stuff inside, and it was a lot neater than we ever thought it was going to be. Anyways, it gave us the coordinates to a cache, so we're gonna head over there and see if we can find it. Alright, so my son Evan and I just tried to go and find the Wherigo cache, and once again I forgot to turn my video on, but we searched for it. We couldn't find it. I think I found where it was supposed to be, because out here in the desert there's just a bunch of sagebrush bushes and, you know, grass and stuff. Well, under this one, right at ground zero, right where the GPS was pointing, there was a white rock, which is very common to put there when you hide a cache to cover it up. but there was no cash. We did find a little army guy, so I'm like, I bet it was here. The cash has not been found, or the actual Wherigo has not been logged on Wherigo.com for about a year. So I have no idea what happened to the cash and how to report it missing or anything like that. I'm gonna have to go to Wherigo.com to check that out. I looked on the geocaching.com app. There's no cache listed at that location. Otherwise, it was a lot of fun doing that Wherigo. There's a couple more up in Boise, which is like an hour drive. We go up there all the time. So maybe someday I will try and check those out and see what I get from that. Anyways, thanks for coming along. I hope you enjoyed seeing a little bit of our little town. And now I have to take my kids to the candy store because I bribed them, saying that if they were good in the van, that I would take them to the candy store. And they each have $1 for Valentine's Day from my mom, so that's where we're heading. Thanks for coming along, and see you next time. Going?
The candy store.
The candy store. All right, you gotta pull the door open, buddy.
Oh, it's
You gotta pull. See? Not push, pull. There we go. Candy store. Go on in, Lily Mae. You have $1. No, Hannah Faith. You have $1 to spend at the candy store.